Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for One World Under Doom, Issue 2, 2025. Oh, this is gnarly, and pretty much factors into what is going on here in this comic. And this definitely had better quality control, where there weren't any really kind of issues on this one. So just to keep you kind of appraised on that. So this one follows more a little bit of the Fantastic Four's kind of reaction of what's going on in One World Under Doom, and we get a little bit of a tease of what's going on with the Avengers. So let us crack into this. Arizona, the home away from home for the Fantastic Four. It just ain't tolerable, and that's all there is to it. I don't believe we have to tolerate it. We were outmaneuvered before, but we have the advantage that, outside of their leaders, damn you, few citizens have seen fit to welcome Doom as a legitimate ruler. But few isn't the same as none, honey. Some of our neighbors proved that. I still can't believe anyone would want Doom to be their emperor. Definitely with you there, Johnny. Relatedly, I've been looking into the new schools and universities Doom has constructed. Great. So what am I gonna burn down? Indoctrination centers, re-education compounds, some good old-fashioned mind control towers? Well, that's the thing of it, Johnny. They're just schools. The curriculum thus far has been normal, more than normal. It's ambitious. I'd go so far as to call it laudable. As near as I can tell, they're just well-funded and well-founded public services. Nah, Doom's always planning something. Very true there, Ben. Even though it seems like it could work, and they're stopping this, like, kind of crazy-ass shit going on. Love seeing him doing a kind of parachute there. And then, that is really kind of cool, seeing Ben just bang down on that force field. We may not know what it is, but we know that the longer we wait, the more he's going to consolidate his forces and the public's opinion on him. Hey, fellas, how's about you give up this hijacking scheme now and save me the trouble of clobbering you? Beep. That's true, Ben. Doom is trying to win politically, claiming hearts and minds by building up this legend for himself. So let's beat him up already so this stupid legend dies. He's not completely wrong, but there's other ways to take down the legend. See, we don't actually need to defeat Doom to win. We just need to make him look weak and silly and angry. That's how you burn down a legend. You make him look like a chump. Yes, but there are also going to be those diehard culty fuckers that no matter what be like, no. It's like, okay. You know, that ain't a bad idea, Matchstick, but the thing is, you just have to watch out for those fuckers and deal with them accordingly. Most of the time, if you're able to showcase off and that he's weak and silly and angry and stupid, most of the other people will be like, no, fuck you, we're going to stop you for that shit. Visible bridge illuminated by flame, we should have stayed in the truck. Hey, Mom? It's like, okay. And this is pretty interesting, too. Remember Bentley from the Future Foundation? He's worried about Doom, and I think he can use a friend. Can I take the teleporter to New York, NYC? Of course, Val. Be home for dinner. Yep. Love you, Mom. Love you more. It's like, okay. And this is a pretty interesting thing here. We get the Fantastic Four doing their plan, and then we get Valeria. Doom's dead easy to make go off. You just need to get him embarrassed, and there's nothing that makes him more embarrassed than losing a fight against the ever-loving FF, especially in front of an audience. The only problem is we don't know where he is. True, but we may be able to determine where he's going to be. And the thing is, they played the kind of wrong game here. The thing is, you do things that Doom said he was going to do, but either better and simpler and easier, and that just fucks with them. And they built a fucking flame cage around those guys. Damn. I've been tracking security changes around a certain building in New York, darling. This, when combined with the registered flight pass of private jets and knowledge of Victor himself, leads me to believe one thing. Tomorrow morning, Victor Von Doom will be making an address to important dignitaries at the United Nations, and the whole world will be watching. And that's our shot. We reveal Doom for who he is, who he's always been. Tomorrow morning, we show the world who's really been leading him. New York City, the Baxter Building. So we switch off, and we see that Valeria's in New York City, the Baxter Building. And I really like the use of purple there. That's kind of cool. You're precisely on schedule, Valeria. Come on. You know I wouldn't miss this. You're important to me. Still. We shift, and she's not talking to Bentley. And that is a really kind of cool page there. Just seeing Valeria hugging Doom like that. It's like, oh, God. Chapter 2, The Free World. Doom is pleased to see how punctual his goddaughter can be. Thanks for agreeing to meet me. I was expecting more resistance from the Baxter Building security systems. I did not even need to employ magic. Your influence, I suppose? And you were both unopposed and unrecorded. I coded you as a member of the family, but anything human would set off alarms, so welcome Princess the Pooch. Clever. Doom takes no insult, as none was intended. Nor, I will add, have I done anything untoward while inside your building. I know, Uncle Doom, you gave me your word, and that is a crazy amount of trust between both of them. We will see if they still actually truly trust each other on that kind of front, and if Doom actually really didn't do anything. Just as you gave your parents your word you were coming to New York for Bentley 23, was it? A live omission, not a fabrication. I will meet him when we're done. But you and I don't play those games with each other, do we? We give each other the truth. We do. You are a young woman who has already exceeded the high expectations that set for you at birth. You hold Doom's favor, Doom's respect, and Doom's love. If you have experienced the merest taste of any, and none have ever possessed all three, as we see him going kind of like green magic, it's like, shit. I keep no secrets from you, Valeria, and I shall continue to do so. Then give me the truth, Uncle Doom. Make me understand. Tell me exactly what you're planning. It's like, yeah. And then we pretty much get this very interesting kind of debate between them and what Doom is attempting to do. Why tell, Valeria, when I can show, as he does his snap and takes them. Amazing. How are we, Valeria? You travel with the Sorcerer Supreme. My magic has grown. Our presence here shall not be noted. We are at the site of municipal government, in a minor Canadian city. It is a symbol of suffrage, pluralism, and representational governance, such as it is. Justify it. Justify municipal government? No, Valeria. Democracy. This one, anyone, it does not matter. Defend democracy to me. It's like, oh shit, this is interesting. And very much goes into kind of like a philosophical kind of debate, which I think is done very well, because normally this would be pretty kind of boring and kind of dry, but the dialogue and the script writing works very well to keep it energized and interesting because of these two characters, Valeria and Doom, having this kind of debate. And then the art also shifts around and changes as well, so you're not just seeing talking heads for like the whole entire thing. Okay, I defend it by looking at the alternatives. Consider a world without collective action, without government of any kind. Everyone is fighting for their own self-interest, without rules, without organization, without a way to stop bad actors. Precisely, Valeria. That's it, precisely. You impress me even now, getting to the heart of matters right away. In an anarchy of individuals, there's no authority, no control, opportunities are lost over and over again as power comes only from strength, with alliances forming and breaking out of mere self-preservation. It is chaos without room for morality, it precludes progress, and you rightfully refuse to accept such a system. It's like, yeah, and then this is where Doom hits you with the other kind of hook. Why then, if you reject anarchy at the level of the individual, do you accept it at the level of nations? He has a point, but his point is it's not to make someone be the ironclad one above all kind of shit. As he snaps them into orbit, which is kind of crazy, and of course to get the perspective that he's talking about. Which, good job on you, team. Until Doom, our world was a confusion of 200 competing nations, Valeria, each fighting and scheming for their own self-interest with no authority to bend those impulses to useful ends. It was the very definition of anarchy, and by your own admission, it should never have been tolerated. That view, it's really kind of crazy when you can get a comic like this where you're like, oh god, Doom's like emperor of the world and shit. And it's like, shit, he does have a point that it's pretty much just anarchy on a nation level. Fuck. That may be how you sell it to others, but I know it's not how you justify it to yourself. Don't tell me you're doing this for humanity, and don't say you're doing it for me. The truth, Uncle Doom, as he snaps. The truth, Valeria Richards, is simple. It has always been simple. I seek glory, and that is there. That's it. Yeah, he seeks glory. He doesn't do this because it will help people. He doesn't do it because it's right. He does it for glory. There is no greater motivation, no greater proof that my efforts are sincere in uniting the world. I've already done what others have long said was impossible. Yeah, in the wrong way. But these changes you make, you've done it without consideration for freedom, for the consent from the governed. Imposing your rule on people is just fashion. No. Fascism builds its foundation upon a lie, Valeria. My rule is founded upon a truth, that Doom is the best of us, and the only one qualified to achieve this great unification. No. That is the lie. You only see that as your thing, Doom. I'm sorry, but I can't follow you there. A claim like that, you need proof. Which is why I'm working very quickly to prove it to the world to earn its consent. Working backwards. So it's not a lie. It was only a lie in the beginning. including from you, Valeria. Doom hopes he will convince you. I don't know whether or not to say that I hope so too, Uncle Doom snapped. Then say nothing, and let my actions draw you toward your own conclusions. As she gets back into the Baxter building. Val, is that you? Oh no, actually put her into, Arizona. I want to hear about how it went with Bentley. And of course, that took more time, so technically was a lie. It's like, you could have done that faster, Doom. The next day, Doom's broadcast begins. Though everyone here is an ally, you know there was some initial unpleasantness in the transition to the new order. Yes, on transition. But things are changing. Your lives are getting better each and every day. That's the UN HQ, dead ahead. Be ready for anything. Look, that circle in the middle. It's opening up. Doombots, of course. Well, so far as revolt and developments go, yeah, no, we've seen worse. Come on, it's clobbering time. It's like, yeah! All right. As they pretty much jump in, it's like, all right, Ben. My readings confirm these robots are exactly as they appear to be. There's no traps hidden inside them either, or innocent victims. No need to hold back, man. Quick question, boss. How's it you and Reed always know exactly what I want to hear, as we see... Even though this is mainly the usual kind of paneling layouts, it's done very well. Today, Doom offers you his next boon. We are a united Latveria, and we shall henceforth and forever act like it. It cannot be, and thus it never was, ethical to forever treat someone as lesser simply because they were born on the wrong side of an imaginary line. Yeah. No longer shall anyone be made to suffer from the accident of their birth. He says these things that have truth. But then, what does he use them for? Doom consigns this idea to history, to molder alongside slavery and other abominations of human ingenuity. You may live and work in whatever nation you choose. All shall have free movement from anywhere to anywhere. I give you the gift of open borders, as people are applauding. It's like, alright. So, what are we thinking? Too easy? I don't think so. I think he's just thinks he's invincible, as we see a great thing there with, like, Johnny and Sue going off. Well, no time like the present. Let's show the world how petty he really is. Doom has given you schools to improve your minds, he's given you hospitals to improve your bodies, and now Doom gives you freedom. So, go where you want. Go where there's opportunity. Move freely. Remember that, while any of your leaders could have granted you these freedoms, only Doom chose to. Only Doom made this happen. Only Doom can save you. And that's, see, the mantra. The repetition. How it's done. It's like, as we see Krakoom. And then we see the Fantastic Four pop in. And pretty much get taken in by Doom again. Hey, folks. We come all this way just to say this to Doom's face personally. You're a fraud, Doom. You're a monster and a thief. And you ain't to be trusted. The world don't want you, Doom. This madness has gone on long enough, Victor. Those who love freedom will never kneel to you. So, hey, Vic. Here's what the next 2 minutes look like. You tell the world you're stepping down right now. Or you don't, we kick your butt, reveal your weakness, your anger, and your greed, and then 2 minutes later you step down anyway. Sound good to you? Good to you, Doomy? Richards, you and your ridiculous family have always been so eager to attack me. But one wonders if you will be so eager to fight innocents instead. And that... Doom just using human shields as we see people breaking out their weaponry, their guns. Know this, Fantastic Four. These are civilians, ordinary people who happen to believe in what I'm doing. Utilizing them and using them for your own weapons. And what I'm doing. They don't live in fancy towers as you do. They've been kind of out of that, but okay. They don't have a second home as you do. These are merely the great quotidian mass of men and women you've sworn to protect. Will you attack them, Richards, here in the United Nations, or perhaps you'll try to crush their weapons in your force fields? Susan? Just as you did to the security outside. Before you do, know this. Their weapons are rigged to explode if tampered with, or if removed from their hands unwillingly. You'll kill them all. It's like, well, that sounds just like turning them into suicide bombers. Can't you see he's tricked you? He's using you as pawns. No, Johnny, these patriots know full well how these weapons operate, weapons operated before they pick them up. Such is their commitment to their belief and the cause of Doom. Fuck you, man. Tell me, will you respect their rights, their vision of a better planet, or will you kill them to bring about yours? Answer quickly, Richards. These choices you're making, they are being broadcast. It's like, fuck you, man. But the best kind of one is able to figure out that kind of situation and be able to come to a better resolution. Victor, obviously we won't, but good. Then I see my mercy in letting you live in this better world was not misplaced. Not really better there. But Doom's mercy goes further than even you can imagine. Behold, Benjamin Jacob Grimm, and this is interesting. I think Doom knows that Ben is like one that can be the biggest kind of symbol and also the heaviest kind of hitter that can be brought about on Doom, so this is why he does this. The powerhouse of the Fantastic Four. A man by error and ineptitude transformed into a monstrosity, a being so hideous he calls himself the Thing. What is he? And behold, Reed Richards, our self-proclaimed smartest man who has failed to reverse Grimm's condition ever since. It is a staggering failure, a highlight remarkable even among the litany of disappointments of Mr. Fantastic. Don't listen to him, bud. I ain't mad at you anymore, and I ain't been for years. I made my peace with this. You understand? I like who I am now. It's like I tell my kids, it don't matter what you look like, it only matters who you are, Victor. Doom wants what's best for everyone, even for his most hated enemies. Is this best for him, Doom? You make this choice for him. And thereby undoing your own argument, even though you're trying to use this as your own thing. These four accuse me of weakness, of anger, of greed, and yet in his strength, in his greatness, in his generosity, Doom now grants what Richards never could. As he blasts and quote-unquote cures Ben. And thus Doom cures the unfortunate Benjamin Grimm of his condition forever, as we see him, and their look of shock is crazed. It's like, holy shit. And I do like their FF costumes. It's like, holy shit. What'd he do to me? Reed, I ain't got my powers no more. I ain't got my powers. Doom leaves you now. I presume the Fantastic Four will pay for their damages to the United Nations building. If not, detain them. End transmission. And this is crazy. And him just going up and then just whoop. It's like, he got them again. Was the old way working? Honestly, was it? At least Doom's getting results. Is he getting results? I like how he killed those Nazis. I'm like, yeah, taking out Nazis. Yep. And see, that's his propaganda. To get people on his side. It's like, okay. Tearing down the Berlin Wall was this global celebration, but somehow tearing down every other wall is bad? I don't see it. I can leave, you understand? For the first time in my life, I can leave. Yeah, Doom's a fascist, he's a bad guy, blah, blah, blah. Heard it all a million times. What I haven't heard is one reason why I should feel bad about that when I'm doing better right now than I ever have before. And he's fixing the vampires next. And that's the problem. This really hits there. It's like, oh yeah, I'm doing better, so fuck everybody else. Screw off. I get to stay. They can't kick me out anymore. That means something. Doom's opened up the floodgates. These new immigrants are going to take our jobs, our land. I hate what he's doing, but this country's been going down the crapper for years now. That's why I'm moving to. It's like, oh, God, you fucking. It really is interesting how they're able to hit as many different kind of points as they are here. Look, I'm not a Doom supporter, and I never will be, but the guy's ended international war overnight. Has he? That's just at least that you don't hear about it. And the global GDP stands to double thanks to the borders thing. I'm just saying, our real leaders could learn a thing or two from him. Avengers, we're losing. We're losing because we don't know what we're fighting. We've been assuming mind control on the part of the world leaders, given the speed and efficiency of Doom's overnight takeover, but we don't know. Which is why I'm proposing a two-pronged attack to find out. A wing of magic users and espionage experts led by the Scarlet Witch will infiltrate all the capitals they can, get close to their leaders, and discover how Doom got them to go along with this. Assuming they're not already Doom bots, we'll free every leader we can under Doom's influence, thereby cutting off his international support from under him. But an operation of this scope will require distraction, which is why the same team, at the same time, the rest of us are bringing the fight to Doom. To end this while we still can and while most of the world still supports us. He's beat us before. Not physically. We've had PR losses, not real ones, I assure you. We are more powerful than Doom, even if he's Sorcerer Supreme. Besides, we won't be going in with just the Avengers or just the Fantastic Four. What's left of them anyway. Poor Ben. What's happening here is huge and it's global. As such, it transcends any of our old differences, which means Avengers, what we now find ourselves with an unconventional group of allies, as we see them like talking through there and bringing up that all of whom stand ready to assist us in the final battle against Doom. Hey, Tony, welcome to the Masters of Evil. Continue next month as we see that. It's like, oh shit! So they're teaming up to take that down. The Avengers have faced Doom and they lost, but Earth still needs avenging, and it's not just the heroes who dislike having Doom in charge. And so heroes and villains unite against Doom, intent on taking him down once and for all. And that's not all. A simultaneous magic attack reveals the shocking truth of how Doom took over the world, with terrifying implications for how the others might or might not take it from him. However, Doom's mind, vast and cool and unsympathetic, is not the only one regarding Earth with envious eyes. For the next one, it's like, Oh, shit. So, I really enjoyed this one because it focused in on the Fantastic Four attempting to kind of take down Doom. However, Doom was able to switch it and flip it on them and took out Ben as the kind of powerhouse that he is, really fucking over the Fantastic Four. I did like him talking with Valeria and bringing up the whole thing of like anarchy, of how, okay, sure, democracy makes sense. Anarchy doesn't on this kind of individual level. Why do we have it on nations? But he's going about it in the completely wrong way. And it's like, I will prove it. Fascism is dependent on a lie. But I will work to prove the consent. And stuff. It's like, you're already starting the lie then. And then we see Ben, and it's like, oh, crazy art to showcase him just like dumbfounded, and the FF trying to deal with this, and then the Avengers teaming up with the Masters of Evil to take on Doom, because this is a big threat that they have to deal with. So we'll see that in the Avengers. We'll see what goes on in the next One World Under Doom, and I'm really kind of liking this. Really getting into the thought process of what's going on with what Doom's attempting to do, and seeing the people talking about it. It's like, oh my god, they were able to hit those kind of different kind of spots spot on, and I'm definitely interested to see what's coming on next. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.